Good morning, Roy. Good to see you.
The 3rd of April, Rabbi Furst, Pierke, Avos, Esther.
Very good. Okay. You're seeing on your screen, we're in the 8th. Let's see. Yeah, on the 8th chapter of Megillah Esther. All right. Very good. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Lou or Roy, would you like to read? Let's pick up where we left off.
It's 3 or 4.
I think so. Let's see. Actually, doesn't matter. Uh, mm,
I think we read 3.
I think we're maybe on the 5th verse for the mistake. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll read the Megillah, and Lou would have to, if he doesn't mind, read the Medrash. All right. So we're doing 5 now. Okay.
Yes.
Where is Esther? You can't see. I've got hay, but I see. Right.
No, we're on 4, Roy. 8-4.
8-4, not 5. Okay. V'yoshet Melech leEsther Eis Sharabit Hazahov V'tokom Esther V'tamod Lifnei HaMelech. The king extended the gold scepter to Esther, and Esther arose and stood before the king.
Very good.
Further, or
Okay. Vayashat Lo Hamelech. So that is that the king held out the scepter. The king held out. Targum the Yishlach Yisrael es Yimino. The translation is he sent out Israel his right hand.
Yeah. Right. Okay, that's usually the right hand is the more powerful hand.
Right. Vayoshev Sham Ra'avim. And the multitude sat there.
Yes. That Sham Ra'avim. Right, that's a pasuk in Tehillim. Yoshiv Sham Ra'avim.
Right. Vayoshet Hamelech Esther. The king extended the scepter to Esther. Tomar, Im al Hamelech Tov. She said, if it's good to the king, he ichcha ochel v'gomer. What's ichcha?
Pierke, Tommy, Almekato. I think that's the his like weak to he's feeling weak and needs to eat, if I'm not mistaken. That's a pasuk. Where is it? Yeah, these are examples of the I'm not sure. They bring these examples up from Psukim. I'm not sure where they're referring to.
Okay.
Good morning, Mayor.
And she said
Okay, let's continue on.
to the king, the atem chasvu al haYehudim katuv be'einechem. And you wrote concerning the Jews. What is katuv with a tet?
That the toiv beinek as you see fit in your eyes. The toiv.
Ain the hashiv. What is the hashiv?
There's not to it won't there's not to don't think twice about it.
So who's talking?
This is all these are all psukim. We'll go further. Go back to the Megillah. You'll see these are just Mitch is just quoting the psukim to follow. Look back at the go back to the Megillah, the fifth
All right.
fifth and sixth verses.
V'tomer es im al hamelech tov v'im matzah si chain lifnot וכאשר הדובר לפני המלך ותלבו אני בעניין בעיני יכוסף להשב אס הספרים מחשבת המן בין המרדכי הגוגי אשר כוכסב לעבר אס היהודים אשר בכל מדינות המלך כי איכך אוכל וראיסי ברא אשר ימצא אס עמי ואיכך אוכל וראיסי בעבדי מולדתי. So The king extended the gold scepter to Esther, and Esther arose and stood before the king. She said, Pasuk 5, she said, if it pleases the king, and if I have won his favor, and the proposal seems proper in the king's opinion, and I be pleasing to him, let a decree be written to countermand those dispatches devised by Haman, the sons of Hamedasa, the Agagites, which he wrote ordering the destruction of the Jews who are in all the king's provinces. Pasuk 6, for how can I bear to witness the disaster which will befall my people? How can I bear to witness the destruction of my relatives?
Right. Okay, let's continue on. There's no medrash on this now. Continue on. Let's see the psukim.
Okay. Zion. V'yomer hamelech Achshverosh leEsther hamalcho ulamor Mordechai haYehudi Heinei Beis Haman Nasati leEsther v'asor Talu al ha'etz al asher sholach yoder Hudayim. 7. Then King Ahasuerus said to Queen Esther and Mordecai the Jew, behold, I have given Haman's estate to Esther, and he has been hanged on the gallows because he plotted against the Jews. 8.
Yeah.
Va'atem kespu al haYehudim katov v'einei kom b'shem hamelech v'chismu b'tavois hamelech ki kosov asher nichtov b'shem hamelech v'nach v'nach tevo vom v'nach tom. Is that right? Tom v'tevo hamelech ein lahashiv. What was that? That was 8. You may write concerning the Jews whatever you desire in the king's name and seal it with the royal signet, for an edict which is written in the king's name and sealed with the royal signet may not be revoked.
Right. Okay. One more pasuk, and then we'll see a medrash on this.
Right. Said 9. Vayakoru Sofari Hamelech Ve'es Ahin Ahi B'chodesh Hashalishi Hu Chodesh Sivan Bishlu Shor V'asarim Vo Vayakosev Kakol Asher Siva Mordechai El HaYehudim Va'el Hashevera Hashevera Doropanim והפרחוס ושורי המדינות אשר מכרתו ועד כוס ועשרים ומאה מדינה ומדינה כקוסובו ועם כלשונו ואס היהודים כקוסובון בכל לשונם. All right, so this is 9. So she was given permission to write whatever she wrote in the king's name and seal it. So the king's secretaries were summoned at that time on the 23rd day of the 3rd month, that is the month of Sivan, and it was written exactly as Mordecai had dictated to the Jews and to the satraps, the governors and the officials of the provinces from Hodu to Cush, 127 provinces, to each province in its own script, and each people in its own language, and to the Jews in their own script and language. I'll finish it off with 10. Or,
Yeah, sure.
all right. Yehudim Kokosovom v'chal shulnom v'yachatov v'shem Hamelech Hashaveros v'yachatim v'tabayas Hamelech v'yishlach seforim v'yad haratzim v'susim Rachabei Harachosh Harish Harevish Harechesh Hashterananim B'nai Haramabim. Full stop. And so he wrote in the name of King Ahasuerus and sealed it with the king's signet. He sent letters by couriers on horseback, riders of swift mules, bred of mares, and that was the message that follows.
Now, I'm not clear why it took so long. It said in the previous pasuk in Tet, Biku Sifri Amelech Beis Hahi B'Chodesh Hashlishi Us Chodesh Sivan V'Shloisha Esrim Bo, the 23rd of Sivan. 23rd of Sivan. So this is months after Haman's been hung. I don't know why there was this delay, right? Delay between the killing of Haman, and it's not clear when this request of Esther was made, right? It says in Pasuk Zion, it says Haman was hung on the 8th, right? Because he tried to send his hands forth to the Yuden. And then 2 psukim later, we're fast forwarding till 23rd of Sivan. So there's no clue. I mean, I don't have any clues as to what was happening between time. I don't know what. I don't know what the point was.
I'm just looking. But how can I be a witness?
Okay, just to make a point about that. I haven't found any information about that yet. So, okay. Right. Okay, let's continue. Let's see the medrash. That'll take us to 10 in the medrash.
Okay, Vayikra'o, Sofrei Hamelech, the ace, Ahu, B'chodesh Hashlishi, Hu Chodesh Sivan. They called the scribes of the king at that time, in the month, the third month, which is the month of Sivan. Melamed she zechus haTorah amda lahem l'Yisrael, to teach that the merit of the Torah stood with Israel.
Right. It seems from what why is it specifically the month of Sivan? Sivan was the month that the Torah was given to Klal Yisrael. So the Medrash seems to be saying that there's a connection between this happening in Sivan and the fact that the Torah is given in Sivan, and we accepted the Torah in Sivan. It's teaching us that the fact that the Megillah is written and mentions that the letters were written and sent out on the 23rd of Sivan, that was the month that we accepted the Torah. That's teaching us that this happened in the schus of Torah. It stood by us at that time.
I've got a footnote here that addresses your question about
very good.
the events described. It's in brackets, but still, the events described in the first 8 verses of this chapter took place on the 13th of Nisan. The narratives of the events of that day resumes in verse 15. Verses 9 to 14 describe the writing and the dispatching of the second decree, all of which took place on the 23rd of Sivan. The reason for this 5-verse parenthetical insert is to continue the train of thought begun in verse 8, which Ahasuerus gave instructions that a second decree be composed. Although Mordechai and Esther were insistent upon immediate permission to countermand Haman's decree, they waited over 2 months before writing the all-important edict, without which death still hovered over the head of the Jews. One reason for the delay is that Mordechai was waiting for the return to Shushan of Haman's couriers. He felt that it was essential that his letters be delivered by the same couriers. That would add legitimacy to the contents of the second letter, despite the fact that it apparently contradicted the intent of Haman's royal decree. That was from Yosef Lekach.
Okay, very good. All right, that's an answer. Thank you, Roy. That's very helpful. Very good. Okay, great. So that satisfies me. That's as good as an explanation as I have right now. So fine, I'm willing to go for that. He wanted the original messengers to return, and then they would deliver the second royal decree, and therefore that would lend credence to the fact that the second decree was also a royal decree as well. Good. Okay, thank you again. Let's continue on. Very good. Thank you again. Shkar. Let's go to Yud in the Medrash.
All right, good. Tov, L'Shem Hamelech. They wrote in the name of the king.
Okay, I actually tell you the truth. Okay, this measure is just going into the case of the horses. Let's go down to do let's see. Good Gimel. Did we do Pasuk Good Gimel yet? I don't think so.
No,
Okay. Let's go back to the Megillah. Leave that in your that's just telling us about the horses. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, Yud Gimel.
Let's see. We left off in Yud Base, I think, no? Or no, Yud Aleph. We have to do Yud Aleph. What was included in the second decree over here?
Uh, this is in Yud Aleph, is it?
That's right.
Okay. Maya might want to read. No, yes. Hello, Maya.
Anyone
Yeah,
can jump
you're
in.
muted.
Where are we at, Yud Aleph?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay, so let's see. Uh, it says, Asher Natana Melech LeYehudim, Asher Bechol Ir Va'ir Lehikahel V'la'amod Al Nafsham L'Hashmi L'Harog L'Abed Et Kol Chel Am Umidinat Hatzarim Otam Taf Benashim Ushlalam Lavos. Okay, so let's see, to the effect that the king permitted the Jews of every single city to organize and defend themselves, to destroy, to slay, to exterminate every armed force of any people or province that threatened them, along with their children and women, and to plunder their possessions. Okay, so that was what, Yud Aleph. Okay, we don't have that here. Okay, so Yud Bet. B'yom echad b'chol medinot hamelech Achashverosh b'shlosha asa lachodesh shneim asa hu chodesh adar. Okay, so it says on one day, in all the provinces, King Achashverosh, Bishlosha Asar, on the 13th of the month of the 12th month, Hu Chodesh Adar. That was the month of Adar. Okay.
Yes.
And then Yud Gimel, Had Shegen Hakatav Lehinaten Dat B'chol Medinat Umidina B'chol Medina Umidina Galoi L'chol Ha'amim L'hiyot HaYehudim Atidim Layom Hazel Hinakem Me Oivehem. Okay. So let's see, Pashkan Kato. Okay, so Pashken Patshegen. What's that? Says the contents of the document. At every province, and be published to all peoples, so the Jews should be ready on the day to avenge themselves of their enemy. Okay, so Yud Gimel on the screen. Let's see, Pashkan Hakatuv. Okay, so we read most of that. Kekol Asher Katav Haman Harasha Kenegdam Katav Mordechai HaYehudi. Okay, so that what all which Haman, the evil one, wrote against them, Mordechai wrote for the Jews.
Right. That's true. Good.
Oh, okay, so it's sort of reversing the role. Haman was going to have everyone kill the Jews, and now, according to the king, Mordecai could have the Jews defend themselves against their enemies.
That's right.
Okay, very nice.
Why would
Okay,
some gesund? Why don't they just say that there's to be no fighting and no killing, full stop?
No, because that would contradict the first decree. You can't the whole rule is apparently you can't contradict a previous decree. That would contradict it.
All right. I suppose it might be possible in some convoluted way of saying it. I don't know. You could say that anybody who did any killing themselves would be killed, but you can go ahead and kill.
right.
So-
Or you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that. That wouldn't be too productive.
Oh well. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In Pasuk 13, there's a word, Lehi not came. My English translates it as revenge, I think. Is that accurate?
It's 13. You've got where?
Near
Yeah,
the end, the second to last word in the verse. Lehi not came.
That's from I think so.
Because the reason I asked is because revenge, you usually think of revenge as something that happens after the crime. You know, he killed my brother, and now I'm gonna get my revenge and kill him. But this is before the crime. The word doesn't seem to fit.
Yeah, well, in my translation, it doesn't say revenge, it says avenge, which is more positive, I think, than retaliation. You know, it's
Right?
Yes.
you go out and get these people.
You've got the same one as me.
Probably, I have Art Scroll.
The art scroll one. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. That's what I have.
All right.
So avenge is different than revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't avenge also after the fact?
I wouldn't think so. I don't have a dictionary here, but I would think just the opposite.
I would answer a little bit differently. I would say since it's taking Oyevehim from those who hate you, right? When you don't have to wait for someone who hates you. You don't have to wait for them to do something to take vengeance against them. Since you know that they're hating of you, right? The rule is you strike first and don't wait for them to strike.
But they don't know who to strike until the enemy attacks. You don't know who the enemy is.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you don't know, you can't do anything if you don't know. But in a situation where you would know, you don't have to wait for them to. You can make a preemptive attack.
Right. Okay.
And since they're enemies already, they're known to be enemies, and since they're known to be enemies, so you have a right to preempt their attack. I think so. Was that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's continue on.
You give
Yeah.
on the Mishnah.
You Gimel in the right.
Uh, Petish Gan Akasav. The Petish Gan, I don't remember that word.
This guy is like the document.
The
Document was
document
written.
was written. Tav V'Shushan Laha Nitain Al Ha Gezerah B'Chol Medina U'Medina. That it was written in Shushan and given regarding the decree in each and every province. Bechol Asher Kasav, according to all that was written, Haman Arasha Kinegdam. Corresponding to Haman, the wicked,
Right.
Kasav, Mordechai, Siman Tov. Mordechai wrote a good sign.
Sure if that's what it means.
I'm not clear on this.
I'm not sure where's the toiv you're referring to here? That yeah, the kol asher kasav Haman harasha kinegdam kasav Mordechai Yehudi. Everything that was written by Haman against the Jews, Mordechai went ahead and wrote something to counterbalance that.
Siman Tov, meaning opposite of come on.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to the Megillah.
Okay, Yudalid. Aratzim Rochavei HaRechesh HaAchash Tiranin Yatsu Mivohalim Udechufim Bidvar HaMelech V'Hadat Nitna B'Shushan HaBira. Okay, so it says the couriers, riders of swift mules, went forth in urgent haste by the order of the king, and the edict distributed in Shushan, the capital.
Okay. Back to the Medrash.
There's nothing on 14.
Okay, so let's continue on.
Okay, so what? Tet Vav. Let's see. Mordechai yatsa milifnei hamelech bilvush machut techelef v'achor v'ateret zahav gedola v'tachrich butz v'argaman v'ha'ir shushan tzahala v'samecha. So Mordechai left from before the king, dressed in royal clothes of blue and white, and a large gold crown of a tachrich. It must be a robe of fine linen and purple. Then the city of Shushan was cheerful and happy.
Now,
Okay, so that's Tet Vav.
I'm just wondering when did this take place? Are we going back to Nisan, or are we going back to we're staying with Sivan now?
Well, I have a comment here. It says this verse is a chronological continuation of verse 8
Oh,
after a
okay,
break of
okay.
9 to 14.
Verse
Mhm.
8.
So what's het?
Goodness. Um,
Oh, that's where he wrote the I guess the letter concerning the Jews, verse 8, with the king's signet. Okay.
Yeah, this is going back, this is now returning back to Nissen. Yeah, okay, very good.
Right. Okay. Someone want to do the commentary here?
Okay. Mordechai Yatsa Milivnei Hamelech. And Mordechai went out from the presence of the king. The Achar Shneamar Bo Mordechai Ba Livnei Hamelech. Ki Hagida Esther Ma Hu La. And after that, it says in it that Mordechai went before the king, since Esther said, what is this? Mahu la, what are you doing?
I think Mahula, meaning that what her relationship was with Mordecai.
Okay,
Mahu, what he is to her, what he Mordecai is to her.
got it. Shaharei Chasvo the Mala Vayashev Mordechai al Shar Hamelech. That we see that is written above, and Mordechai sat in the king's gate. Sheshev al Sheko Va'al Ta'aniso.
Right? That Mordecai returned to wearing his sackcloth and his fasting.
Va'adayin lo haya makir bo hamelech shehu karov the Esther hamalka. That still, it was not. What's makir?
Not recognized it. The king still did not recognize that Mordecai was a relative of Esther.
Ella la'achar shenoda lo ba livnei hamelech. But afterwards, that he knew him, he came before the king. V'yobash big day malchus, and he was wearing the garments of the king. The ha'ir Shushan Sehala Usmecha, and the city of Shushan was joyous and happy. Elu HaYehudim Shushan. These are the Jews of Shushan.
Right.
So I
Very
don't
good.
get what is this about Mordechai fasting because the king didn't know who he was, and then he came back to the king and he was wearing royal garments. What's that all about?
No, after Mordecai had been led on the king's horse wearing the king's royal garments by Haman, so he returned to the gate of the king and returned to fasting, his fasting and his wearing sackcloth. And that's an indication that Ahasuerus still didn't realize that Mordecai was related to the queen, to Esther, because Esther was still under oath not to tell who her people were. But now that she had revealed her nationality and her relationship with Mordecai, so now Mordecai was now wearing royal garments. Right?
So he left. He left the presence of the king. We're almost moving this up. Can you give me a minute?
A minute, yeah, 2 minutes more.
Okay, I'll be out in a minute. So Mordecai left the presence of the king, and he went back to fasting. And then something else happened, and he stopped fasting, and he went back to the king wearing the garments.
Well, he came out after he had the meeting after Haman was hung. He and Esther had the meeting with Ahasuerus, and now Ahasuerus realized that they were relatives, because Esther said she was now a Jewish, and Mordecai was ostensibly her uncle. So now Mordecai stopped his fasting, and he was wearing the royal garments.
Got it. Okay, I have to excuse myself for a minute.
Let's continue on, Mary. You want to continue on in the Megillah?
One second. I know I was muted.
Mhm.
When I cough, I don't want you guys to hear it. Okay, so Tet Zion. Let's see. It says, La Yudim Haita Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Kar. Oh, that sounds familiar. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Okay, so that was what, Tet Zion? La Yudim Haita Ora V'Simcha, Mar Rabbi Yehuda, Ora Zo Torah. Oh, the light is, this light is Torah. Shene'amar ner mitzvah v'torah or. Oh, very interesting. From Mishlei, it says that the candle of mitzvah and Torah is light. V'simcha zo simchat yom tov. And the simcha is that of Yontiv. Shene'amar v'simchat b'chagecha. As it says in Devarim, you shall rejoice in your holidays. V'sason zo milah. Oh, that's the covenant. Okay, sason is the covenant. Okay.
Yeah.
Shneimar sheish anochi al amratecha. So that's a pasuk in Tehillim. Excuse me. Sheish anochi. I am 6. Is that what the sheish is? A number 6. I am.
I know. I think it's sauce.
Oh,
So I think sauce.
So to be
Sauce is-
happy. Then-
Right. Sauce is a reference to being joyful.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So
That's good.
Sanochi, I am happy for all that you said. That he said to you. The car elu tefillin, and the car which is I guess we call honor.
Yeah,
Let's see. So
something or
vikar
something valuable.
or
Something that's
something
valuable.
oh yeah, right. Yeah, car is valuable. I just lost my place. 1 second. Hold it. No, hold it. We're in Tet Zion. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, so so vikar elu, that's tefillin. Okay.
correct.
V'chein hu omer or u kol amei haaretz ki shem Hashem nikra alecha v'yiru mimecha. This is also from Devarim. And so he says, all the peoples of the earth will see that the name of Hashem is called on you, and they will fear you. Wow. Okay. Vitani Rabbi Elazar Hagadol Omer Elu Tefillin Shet Barosh Vikar Be'enei Hagoyim. Okay, so Rabbi Eliezer Gadol taught, he said that these the tefillin that are on the head, vikar, are valuable in the eyes of the nation. Wow.
Very good. Very good.
Don't we also say this pasuk? No, we don't. Do we say it during Havdalah too?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very
Okay, let's do the last pasuk in this chapter. One more Yud Zion.
Okay, so let's see. Yud Zion says, "V'chol medina medina, v'chol ir va'ir mikom asher devar hamelech v'dato magia simcha v'sason la'yudim mishtet v'yom tov v'rabim me'amei ha'aretz mityachadim ki nafal pachad ha'yudim aleihem." Okay, so let's see. So in every province, in every year city, let's see. The word of the king. Let's see. I'll have to just read this, I guess. So the word of the king and his decree. Okay. Reached the Jews. The Jews had gladness, joy, and feast in a holiday. And many from among the people of the land professed themselves Jews. Wow. For fear of the Jews had fallen upon them. So does that mean that non-Jews wanted to be or act like Jews? Is that what that's saying?
Apparently, whether they actually became Jewish or not, I don't know.
It'd be a massive job. Excuse me, I have to go. I've got to take a pill. See.
Yeah, I have one quick comment here about that.
Yeah,
It
sure,
says
go
they
ahead.
were not actually accepted as true proselytes because their conversion, motivated by fear, was not genuine.
Right.
Right. Yeah, very good.
Okay, very good.
Bye for now. Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, good. We'll take a little break. Continue tomorrow, Mitzvah.
Okay, Yeshkaya.
Thank
Yeah.
you. See you soon.
Sorry I was late. I had to go to the pharmacy for my wife.
Okay, Shavua Shalom.
Amen. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Might want to put a fan on in there.
It's a little too noisy. Actually, when you opened the door, it cooled down, believe it or not.
Been up the shade in here a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, there's no screen on that window. I don't want to open it. Okay.
Take a lozenge.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm coughing less. My throat I will do that. But my throat is not bothering me so much. It itches a little.
Oh, is it definite?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I couldn't be coughing that much because I was reading.
Oh, I like stuff.
Well, I'll take one of these things.
Probably gonna have to work on laundry there,
We work on one thing.
because I looks like pajamas are in here for one thing.
Are your pajamas delicate?
Sorry.
Okay, so maybe.
I'm not saying this minute, but whatever, but I'm just saying. This stuff that's in here is delicate. And my pajamas, I think both of them are in there. But. And this I thought is also delicate. Yeah, this is delicate also.
Okay, so this is delicate. And then I have your.
Okay, I guess we can begin. Hey, good morning again, Mayor. Oh, I think you're muted.
It says unmute. Okay.
No, there you go. Okay. Let's, as I said, we're going to skip around a bit. So let's start today with Simon Tufts Samech Tet.
Taf. Oh, Taf Samik Het. Wow. Oh, but Sonic is before pay, right? Yeah. Taf Ayin. Okay, Taf Samik Het. Okay, and we'll start with Aleph. Let's see, Taf Samik Het.
Tet, not Tet, Tet.
Oh, Tet. Okay, sorry. My ears are still a little stuffed up, so I don't hear so well. Taf Samik Tet. Oh, okay. So it says, let's see, Taf Samik Tet. Aleph. Okay, so it says Shelo Yached Basar LePesach. Oh, what's Yilached?
Just gonna interrupt you a minute. The socks, your socks and my delicates should be the first wash so that we can put them outside.
Okay, are they together?
I'll put them together.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what Liyached.
To designate or specify.
Oh, specify meat for Pesach?
Right. When you're going to be purchasing meat, you shouldn't purchase it um, by referring to it as meat specifically for the Chag.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Because I suspect it has to be koshered in different utensils and everything.
Yeah, well, that's the whole special preparation of the things for right.
Okay, good. So Asur Lomar al Shum Behema ben Chaya ben Shechuta Basar Shel Pesach. Okay, so it's forbidden to say that this animal would whether it's a wild animal, I guess, or one that's to be slaughtered. Basar zeh lePesach. This meat is for Pesach. Lefi she'nireh shehidisho mechayim lekorban Pesach v'nimsa ochel kodashim bachutz. Okay, so therefore, it appears that Hikdisho, that they sanctify it, Mechayim the Korban, from the life of the Korban, Pesach, v'nimtza ochel, and it's found eaten outside the temple, the Kedoshim?
Yeah, it'll be as if it's like you're eating. It turns out, if that's the case, it'll be like they're eating kudshim outside of the Beis Hamikdash, wherever the place was the kudshim.
Excuse me just a second, I just want to change 3.